it's Morgan, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to be talking about Volume 2 of Season 4 of Stranger Things. Now, if you haven't seen Volume 2 of Season 4 of Stranger Things, there will be spoilers in this review. So stop watching if you don't want to be spoiled. So here's my review for Volume 2 of Season 4 of Stranger Things. Even though Steve, Robin, Dustin, Lucas, Max, Eddie, and Erica were freaking out about finding Nancy's favorite song to break her out of Vecna's trance, I had hope that Nancy was going to be okay. And since Vecna told Nancy to tell Eleven what he shows her, it was obvious that Nancy would be okay, since if Vecna wanted Nancy to tell Eleven what he shows her, then that meant that he was going to let her go. So even though everyone still had to deal with Vecna, it was good that Nancy was safe. I was glad that Eleven finally realized that she wasn't the one who killed everyone during the massacre at Hawkins' lab. And I was also glad that her powers came back. But I was surprised when Dr. Brenner and Dr. Owens told Eleven that Henry, aka One, aka Vecna, was behind the attacks, since I thought they didn't know what was behind the attacks. They just knew that attacks were happening. And I also thought that Eleven wasn't going to realize that One was Vecna until she saw him. But I was happy when Eleven decided that she had to go back to Hawkins and help her friends. I, and I'm sure all of the other fans of Stranger Things, have been waiting to see Will's painting, so I was really happy when he showed it to Mike, and I agreed with Mike when he said that it was amazing. I also felt really sorry for Will when he told Mike that Eleven had been lost without him and that she's different than other people, since it was obvious that Will was actually talking about himself and not Eleven, but Mike didn't realize. But Jonathan clearly did. That scene was really emotional, and Noah Schnapp's performance was really heartbreaking. He better be nominated for awards for this season. I loved Nancy and Jonathan together, but this season made me love Nancy and Steve together. And all the little hints that they'll possibly get back together made me want them to get back together. Now, I have nothing against Jonathan, but he really shouldn't have kept where he was going to college a secret from Nancy, since he's worried that Nancy will give up her dreams and go with him. But when you think about it, Nancy doesn't seem like the type of person who would give up her dreams for a boy. I really felt sorry for Robin when she saw her crush Vicky kiss her boyfriend. I really wanted to see Robin and Vicky get together, since I thought it was cute how much Robin liked her. But when Vicky saw Robin, the look on her face made it seem like she might also like Robin. So it looks like there's still a chance for the two of them to get together. When Jason and his friends ended up at the same place that Nancy, Robin, Steve, Max, and Erica were getting weapons, I was glad that Eddie waited in the trailer with Dustin and Lucas, but I was also hoping they would be able to get away. And even though Jason tried to get information out of Nancy, they were able to get away. But when Jason was watching the trailer leave, I thought he was going to follow them, but he didn't. I was really proud of 11 when she told Dr. Brenner that she was going to break down the door and leave with Dr. Owens, and if Dr. Brenner tried to stop her, she would kill him. And 11 broke down the door, but then Dr. Brenner stabbed her with a shot. And 11 tried to kill him, but then passed out. And when she woke up, she had a collar on. Now, Dr. Brenner did do one good thing when he tried to save 11 from the military, but then he got shot. But before 11 could get shot, she was able to blow up the helicopter that the soldiers were on and then reunite with Mike, Will, Jonathan, and Argyle. But then, as he was dying, Dr. Brenner told 11 that everything he did for her, and asked her to tell him that she understands. But 11 let go of his hand, said goodbye, Papa, and walked away. And Dr. Brenner died. I already hated Yuri when he betrayed Joyce, Hopper, Murray, and Enzo the first time. So when he was working on the helicopter that he said he would fly them to America on and took out a screw so it wouldn't work, it made me hate him even more. But it made me really happy to see Joyce and Hopper talk about what they were going to have on their date. And it also made me really happy to see them kiss. I was glad that Hopper, Joyce, and Murray found out that 11, Mike, Will, Jonathan, and Argyle were going to Hawkins to fight an evil there. And I thought it was really smart when Joyce said that since part of the hive mind is in Russia, they didn't need to go to Hawkins to fight the evil. They just had to destroy the particles in the prison, and if they hurt it enough, they would be able to give the kids an upper hand. Even though at this moment all three groups were separated, they were still working together. Jonathan is a really great brother, and I really loved when he told Will that he missed talking to him and that he would always be there for him since Will's his brother and he loves him, and nothing could ever change that. Even though Will didn't come out and say he was gay, based on the conversation between Will and Mike that Jonathan overheard, Jonathan already knew. And you could tell what Jonathan said really meant a lot to Will. I thought Eleven's plan to protect Max by going into her mind while Vecna was in Max's mind was pretty smart. But the scene when 11 was watching Max and Lucas, and Max was telling Vecna that he was right and that she did want Billy to die and that she would pray for it to happen sometimes, was really sad. But it caused Vecna to take the bait and come for Max. When Robin, Nancy, and Steve were being strangled by the vines, I was really worried that all of them, or at least one of them, were going to die. So I was very happy that that didn't happen. And they went to Vecna's lair and set his body on fire, and Nancy kept on shooting him until he fell out the window. But when Nancy, Robin, and Steve left the house, Vecna's body was gone. When Lucas was trying to explain Vecna to Jason and that Vecna had been showing Chrissy horrible things and that there wasn't a cult, I was really hoping that Jason would listen, but he didn't. But I was really proud of Lucas when he told Jason that he thought he wanted to be like Jason, but he didn't anymore. And right when it looked like Jason was going to shoot Lucas, Lucas got out of the way, got the gun out of Jason's hands, and they started to fight. And since Jason ended up dying when the Upside Down was causing the earthquake in Hawkins, he and Dr. Brenner are probably the two deaths that I was fine with. Since Max had already escaped Vecna once, I was worried that she wouldn't escape him again and would actually die. So I was very glad when 11 showed up and pulled Vecna off of Max. Even though it was in Max's mind, I really loved seeing Max and 11 reunite. And I thought Max's reaction to seeing 11 was pretty funny. I was really worried when Hopper was running from the Demogorgon, since I thought that if he died, he would actually be dead, since I didn't think they would do another fake out. And I really wanted to see him reunite with 11 and everyone else. So I was very happy when Joyce saved him and Murray set the Demogorgons on fire, and Hopper killed the last Demogorgon, and then Enzo and Yuri showed up to take them home. When 11 told Vecna that Dr. Brenner was dead and that he was the monster and Henry wasn't, it was obvious that that wasn't going to stop Vecna, even though it would have been nice if it did. But it was interesting to see the flashback of how Vecna became Vecna and see him explore the Upside Down and find out that he was behind everything that happened in the Upside Down. And right when it looked like Vecna was going to win, Eleven heard Mike say that he loves her and he told her to fight, and Eleven was able to save Max and, with the help of Nancy, Steve, and Robin, defeat Vecna, at least for now. Even though in every season of Stranger Things, there's always a new character that's introduced that the audience ends up loving, and then they die, it was still really sad when Eddie died. I was really hoping that he would survive and be proven innocent of the murders, and that he would get to graduate high school. But that didn't happen. It was really sad to see Dustin crying over him. I really loved their friendship. And I also really loved that before Eddie started playing the guitar to distract the bats, he said, "Chrissy, this is for you." It was really sad when Max was telling Lucas that she couldn't feel or see anything and that she was scared and didn't want to die, and Lucas said that she wouldn't. I also was feeling really sorry for Eleven since she was watching this happen, and I was hoping that the ambulance that Erica called would get there in time and that Max would be okay. But Max died. I knew that there was a chance that characters we loved were going to die in Volume 2, but I was really hoping that Max wouldn't. And even though it was a sad scene, I thought Sadie Sink and Caleb McLaughlin gave amazing performances. They better be nominated for awards for this season. Even though it seemed like Vecna was defeated, after Max died, the clock rang 4 times, and a lot of Hawkins was destroyed, which was terrible. But when Eleven was trying to bring Max back by using memories of the two of them together, I was hoping that it would work. So it was really sad when Eleven asked Lucas if the doctors knew when Max was going to wake up, and Lucas said no, and said that they also said that she might not wake up. I really hope that Max wakes up in season 5. I was really happy for Robin when she was talking to Vicky, and there were hints that something might happen between them. And it was also nice to see Steve smiling about it. But it was really sad when Dustin saw Eddie's uncle hanging up a missing persons poster for Eddie, and Dustin told him that he was with Eddie when the earthquake hit and gave him Eddie's necklace, which made Eddie's uncle realize that Eddie was dead. I really loved what Dustin said about Eddie, and Dustin was right. Eddie's a hero. There will definitely be more of the Nancy, Steve, Jonathan love triangle in season 5. Even though when Jonathan asked Nancy if they were okay, and Nancy said they were. So I'm curious to see what happens with that. And we also know that Vecna will come back, since Will said that now that he's back in Hawkins, he can feel Vecna and he's hurt, but he's still alive and they have to kill him. Considering all of the sad things that happened in the finale, I was very happy to see Eleven and Hopper reunite. And it was also really sweet when Eleven told Hopper that she kept the door open 3 inches. And based on the end of the season, Vecna's coming back and the Upside Down is coming into Hawkins. Thanks for watching, guys! If you saw Volume 2 of Season 4 of Stranger Things, let me know what you thought about it in the comments. And if you want to see any of my previous Stranger Things reviews, check out the playlist. And if you want to see my review for Season 5 of Stranger Things when that comes out, or any of my other future videos, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!